Guys, thanks for having me in here tonight. And I just tell you, been in this atmosphere. I've not been in a college atmosphere in a long time. And just, you guys won't understand this until you get older, until you're done, even beyond coaching maybe. The air in this room is different than any air anywhere else out in the world. And you guys probably understand it, but it won't hit you until you're done. Seniors, that last time you take off your helmet, that air changes and it becomes different. But I would have never made it if I hadn't been taught something in high school. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. We're done. So he said, okay, I want to give you guys my evaluation. My buddy's name was Tony. Tony was a beast. He was one hell of a linebacker. About 5'11", just a stud. And he looked at Tony and said, Tony, well, you got it. You got it right in here. It's sitting right in here. You're mean, you're nasty. You can go to college and play football. I'm sure you can get into college. So he's standing next to me. He's 6'3", I'm 6'3" at the time. And he eyeballs me and he says, you've got all the skill in the world. If you wanted to, and he said the percentages of going to the NFL is, 0 to none. But if you wanted to, you can make it. But you don't have the heart. For 6 months, no football, embarrassed. 5 hours a day in the weight room. Here's my next thing I want to teach you. 5 hours a day in the weight room. I had to take 27 semester hours in one semester. Western was the one school that said, it's all right, you get there, we want you to come in by the spring. We need you to come in so you can establish yourself. So I went to school from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and worked out from 5 to 10 every night. The entire fall semester, that's all I did. Sleep, drink, and eat football. I cut everything out of my life for 6 months. I wanted this bad enough. I cut every bit of that out of my life. Every bit of it for 6 months. Nothing but football in school. Nothing but football in school. I didn't care about anything else. And the residual effects was that, guys, was signing an NFL contract. Well, 3% of you are really dominant players. The rest of you are something else. But if you don't understand how to turn on that dominance, if you don't know how to bring it when you put your helmet on, you're never going to be as good as you can be. You're at the end of camp. Some of you are hurting. Some of you have pains that you let talk you out of being 100% in practice. That's because your personality is not dominant. Your personality is something else. We call it an I, an S, or a C. But a submissive guy is very standoffish, he's very shy, he's very quiet. And believe me, before that day in high school, that's who I was. That was the moment that I started changing my personality. That was the moment that I started bringing my A game. Slowly. It didn't happen overnight, but slowly. You question a play call by your coach, you can't give it 100%. You can't. A B says no matter what. I've coached and I've played on some teams that no matter what the coach calls, it happens. The play happens. No matter what the play calls, if it's a toss right and you ain't getting any blocks and you turn and you go back to the left and run 80-something yards for a touchdown because you believe in what the coach called and you got it done. Something that I know 100% that if I wasn't taught that, I wouldn't have had the career I had. Something here. This is every day is your last day. You guys, I'm sure coaches remind you of that. That's what coaches are good at, is reminding you. Every day is your last day. Every day is your last day. This is your last opportunity to be great. It's your last opportunity to build memories that you'll carry for the rest of your life. Are you to this football team? And then how committed to you are you to yourselves? Are you really committed, or are you just in there going through some things? There's 100 kids in here. There's 100 of you. So some of you are probably questioning that, and I hope that you don't. I hope that you really get committed, that you really buy into what the coach is talking about. A team, when we were in arena and we lost Arena Bowl 10 by 4 points. Winning, you come to a point, and you guys have won championships in high school, you understand that. You come to a point where you forget how to lose. You come to a point where everything feels great. Everybody's buddy-buddy. Nobody's arguing. Nobody's having problems. Everybody's getting along, and you're winning, and it is the best feeling you could ever have. That's what you guys are fighting for. If you're on any winning team, think about how everything gelled, how everything came together, how all your brothers took care of themselves and took care of each other. this team there? Or are you tired? Are you struggling keeping your eyes open because you're listening to some guy that you don't know anything about? Are you thinking, what are your thoughts? A dominant person, a guy that wants to win, a guy that's willing to give it everything he got, he's locked in. He's laser point focused, and he's ready to go out at any moment, at any time. The coach said, let's put on our gear and go out and practice again. He's the first one up those stairs. He's the first one ready to roll. And if you got 11 guys like that on the field, you guys will return to greatness. You guys will have the best season that this school has had in a long time. But if you don't, where are you going to be? Winning teams do everything together, guys. I've won 2 championships. I've lost 2. And I can tell you one thing about it is winning teams does everything together. But he was an elite player. Don't raise your hands again, but if you consider yourself elite in here, especially you seniors, if you consider yourself elite, you better be doing the job to bring the younger kids along with you, the not yet elite kids along with you. And I'm going to use the term mediocre. If you want to be elite, you got to follow the elite. If you're an elite player, if you're a leader, you've got to go out there and bring it every day and bring your players along with you. Because if you're not, if you just consider yourself a lead player and you're a D, ain't nobody out there following you. If you're a captain on the team and you're just a bully and you're out there beating up on people, but you're not helping people, you're not doing your job as a leader, there ain't nobody gonna follow you. You've got to be a great leader. Without leadership, so you seniors, without your leadership on and off the field, there will not be any championships. You can't pull it out here on the field and then go around town and do some different things. Leadership happens on and off the field. I promise you, that's the only way to win is leadership. That's the only way, and to be 100% committed in every play that's called. If it's freaking 4th and 9, 4th and goal, and you're on the 9, and your coach calls a dive, should you ever question it? Here's a question I'm going to ask you though. Would you? And don't answer. Would you question the call, or would you go out there and run it? Every great team I've ever coached, every team I've ever played on, never questioned the call. There were 11 men committed to running whatever play that was called. And I ain't kidding you. If you got one of the 11 guys on that field that questions the play call, there will be no championship. There will be no winning. You cannot win any other way than 11 men committed. So you seniors, you leaders, you better make sure all 11 are committed, or they're going to destroy your season. You have a great season. I hope you understand personalities, and I gave it to you a little bit. You've got to have that deep personality. You can be the kindest guy you want. You can pick up every player, every single player that you knock over. And if you are that dominant guy and you already do that, you got to make sure that your players are doing it, your teammates are doing it with you. That's all I got, Coach.